Hello there. Welcome to Miracles, Music, and Pawprints. I'm your host, Sue London. I want to invite you to this episode today. The topic is You've Got This. Now, if you're new to the show, I want to welcome you as well. And I'm honored to have you part of our community. If you are thinking this is just your average show, I want to explain what happens to me to bring you this episode, because your angels, your loved ones, your pets on the other side are responsible for everything that I say, every song that I share, and every song that I share is channeled through me, the lyrics as well as the music, and every tool I'm asked to share. There's so many people in the world right now that are going through health challenges. They're going through emotional, mental, and spiritual challenges. Today, what I want to do is I want to share with you a bit about my personal journey and help you to understand what you can do differently in your experiences that you're going through. And then I'm going to share the song, You've Got This. This is really very special to me. And then after the song, I'm going to give you some tools and some tips that you can do in your own life to help you wherever you are at. Okay, sound good? So let's get started. Oh, and by the way, I've got some big news I want to share with you as well. And you are going to be the first people to hear this because you're part of my community. I don't hold back and I share everything for you to have me as your example, let's say, because I've been where you are. I know what it's like. I know what that physical, emotional, mental pain is like. I've had the fear. I've had the excuses, made the excuses why I couldn't do stuff. And I'm in a different place now. And I want to be your hope and your inspiration. So what I want to start off by doing is share a bit about my journey and how what I went through brought me to what I do today. Because a lot of people say, well, how do you know all this stuff? How do you do this stuff? Well, everything that I do is based on me getting messages from the other side. The other side tells me exactly what to say in every episode. They pick the song, and if there isn't a song already created, they will have me start getting up at the middle of the night, say around 3 a.m, and I just start singing the lyrics, and then the music comes out. That's just how it happens. And how the whole part of my healing in every area was that I would play the song, You've Got This. And I would do self-talk in the mirror and say, Susie, you're strong. You're a strong-willed Sagittarius. You can do this. You can do this. Or I had people come into my life and say, you know what? You're capable of this. Or you can do this. Or try this. Or here's what you need to do. So the right people showed up at the right time when I needed them. All right? And I want to assure you, you're having that happen as well in your life. And a lot of times when you're going through stuff, you can be so focused on how bad something is that you'll miss it. All right? And I'm talking about experience. I am not judging you in any way. All right? Now let me give you an example about that. So 1989, I am 26 years old. Yes, I'm 63 years old. We're doing the math. Okay, I'm saving you some math time. I was diagnosed with having Crohn's disease. And I'd never been sick a day in my life. But I was somebody who was big time fear of the future, fear of success, fear of center of attention, worried like crazy. Okay? Now, if you go to Louise Hay's book, she's got a book called You Can Heal Your Life. Many reprints on that, been out for many, many years. And that book became my Bible. And I would look up what the meaning of bowel disease was. And I thought, oh my gosh, I really do that. And it wasn't until my 3-year-old daughter said, Mommy, you need to stop worrying. And I thought, oh my God, is it that bad? So again, like I did, you have people in front of you that are saying things to you. And sometimes it's really hard to hear, right? But when you get yourself to a place where maybe I'll consider what they're saying, that's when you can have the shift happen with whatever you're going through. Okay. Now, I'm not talking just about having Crohn's disease. I've had many challenges in my life. All right. And I'm going to share a few with you. And I'm also going to share an experience that I've just gone through. And you're going to be the first to hear the news. So I hope that it gives you hope and more inspiration and motivation to really know that I know what I'm talking about here. Anyways, this episode's big for me. Let me just say that. Okay. So here's the cool thing, all right? The power of prayer was something that I never ever did because I was just not raised in a religious home. My mother and father would drop me off at the back of the church to go down for Sunday school and pick me up after. And it didn't last long because we would go away on the weekends to our cottage. So there was not that connection at that point in my life. There definitely is now, I will tell you. Okay? So I remember after I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, I was laying in bed in the hospital. I was there for a week. And all I did was I focused on where the pain was, how bad it was, and, oh, when's it coming again? That kind of feeling. And I was doing it over and over and over. And I remember saying, God, why are you doing this to me? Like, this isn't right. Like, I'm 26. 9 months earlier, I had just had my first baby girl. I had had miscarriages before that. So this was quite a blessing and that I was very grateful for, to have this beautiful baby girl. And why are you giving me a disease now? Like, I was angry. I was really angry. And so when we talk to God, or we talk to our loved ones or our angels or our pets on the other side, okay, it doesn't matter who you speak to, all right? Tell them what you need. Ask them or share with them, or if you want to share with people. But I always like to talk to them myself because I always get a lot of information back. All right. So anyways, this one day I did this. And then the next day, this beautiful nurse came in my room. She was young. She had blonde hair. She was very angelic. That's the first thing I remember feeling. She was angelic. She was just her energy was so loving. I felt like she was floating into the room. But I never thought anything more about it. And then she came in, she asked me my name, and all of a sudden she says, I can help you get away from your pain. And she was noticing that I was focusing on, oh, there's the pain. How bad is it now? How long is it lasting? So she had me see the sights. She said, pick somewhere that you always want to go. That was a no-brainer for me. It was Hawaii. I wanted to go and see the sights. I wanted to taste the food. I wanted to hear the music. I wanted to feel the energy. It was so special. That was like my dream vacation. And so she said to me, okay, I want you to visualize it. And so I was laying there. She was just kind of taking me through this guided meditation. And it was about 10 minutes later, she said, okay, I want you to just rest now. And remember, the next time you have pain, put your intention on where you want to go and what you want to see and what you want to hear and what you want to feel. All right? And I remember her leaving, and I thought, oh yeah, I got Crohn's disease, don't I? Oh, wow, I don't feel any pain. Like, that's crazy, right? This one person could teach someone something like that, and it had such an effect on me. So the next day, the new nurse came in, and I said, oh my gosh, can you please tell my nurse that I didn't get her name. She didn't have a name tag on. And I said, can you please tell her that she really, really, really helped me. I feel like I've just had this major gift given to me by learning how to do this meditation. And she said, there's nobody on staff of that description. And I thought, oh my gosh, like, was she really an angel? And to answer your question, that yes, she was. And she's come to me since a few times when I've had challenges. So do not ignore when someone comes to you. I'm not saying that everyone's going to be an angel that comes to you, but people are going to be guided to you to give you messages or direction on whatever you are going through. Okay? Now, the cool thing is that when we go through stuff, sometimes when we're right in the deep of it, we don't know why we're going through it. But I can tell you that experience of where's your favorite place you want to go, and feeling the sights and the sounds and the whole bit, right? Years later, I went in to our local sick kids hospital, and I was doing pet therapy with my husband. He'd be in the lounge with the dog, and I was sent room to room to do Reiki on the children in the rooms and take them through meditation and just overall get them motivated and get them moving, okay, whatever I had to do. And I would be guided before I'd walk in the room from the other side what I had to do. So I became that angel for all of these children. And I was taking them through that exact meditation, which was just incredibly beautiful. The one story I remember was little Jessica. Jessica had had 5 surgeries. She was about 8 years old, and she'd had 5 surgeries in 1 week. Can you imagine? And her mom sat beside her, and she kept saying, Jessica, where's your pain now? Sweetheart, how bad is it? How long is it lasting? And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm flashing back. I'm experiencing exactly what I went through, and I'm watching this. I've got to stop this. So I said to the mom, I said, if you don't mind, I'd like to talk to Jessica, but you can stand back and watch, and then I'm going to teach you something. And so I asked Jessica where she wanted to go. And for her, she wanted to go to Disney World. All the kids love Disney World. And so I took her through the process. And by the end of it, her mom watched that the color came back in her face. And she took that cool cloth off her forehead. She had color, she had energy. And she said, will you take me down to the lounge to see your dog, Willie? I really want to see your dog. So you see how something that I learned in my darkest time was something that I would pay forward and help someone in the future. So don't question why you're going through something. You know what? I got to take that back. You're going to do it because I did it every time I went through something, but you're not going to know right away. Or if you do, it's a crazy miracle that you did find out so soon. All right. So that's where you have to kind of step in and go, okay, God, I know you got a plan for me, but like guide me, bring me the people to help me understand or what's really going on here. Okay. So that's what I want to encourage you to do this. And I want to tell you that whatever you are going through, I promise you that you've got this. All right. You're going to learn lessons. It's going to make you a better person. You're going to learn tools and techniques, how you can change to have a better life and maybe release people that aren't good for you. Your pet is amazing support for you on this side. Your pet's on the other side. Your loved ones on the other side. Angels and God, they're all there to help you, to support you. Okay? Now, there have been other things happen in my life, and I learned with Crohn's disease that I went on to become the president of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation for the Halton Region chapter of Ontario, Canada. And I saw between the people I was working with and then my gastroenterologist was sending me all his patients to give them support and to kind of kick their butt, but in a loving way, and remind them that life doesn't stop there. Like a lot of times disease will do that you just freeze, right? Or you don't think it'll ever get better. And so I worked with over 10,000 plus patients, and every single person had the mindset of fear and worry. And I will honestly tell you, I was one of them as well. And my 3-year-old pointed out to me that I had to stop worrying. So why am I telling you all this? It's because you're going through something right now. All right. I know you are. I can feel it. And it doesn't have to be disease. It can be life experiences. It can be a relationship issue. When I came home from the hospital after my intestine had burst and I had a near-death experience, that was major for me. That was my second near-death experience as well. And when I had that happen, I thought, you know what? I'm just not going to take this anymore, this stuff from this man that I was married to, known now as my practice husband. When we're in a relationship with people, we're there to learn lessons. It's a contract that we have put out, our soul has put out before we came here. Okay, makes sense? And so he was someone that was in my life to teach me I'm a strong person. I didn't know it then, but I do now. And so when I learned that lesson, that's where I could say enough is enough. You need to go. Okay? And so I spent 5 years working on myself, and I spent 5 years learning what I loved and what I didn't like and what I didn't want in my life and the qualities I wanted in a partner. Okay? Maybe possibly a new husband, right? And so I took time and I sat down, I wrote all the qualities that this man that I would be with would have to have, or he's not going to pass my test. And the first one was that my dogs were going to interview him. And if he didn't pass my dog's test, he wasn't coming in my front door. And this man, 5 years later, after spending time working on myself, and I mean, I did I did Reiki training, I did reflexology training, transcendental meditation training. I went to the gym every day, 7 days a week, yoga, Tai Chi. I was doing everything, walking, hiking. I did rock climbing, but that was indoors, let me tell you. I spent 5 years of just working on myself to becoming who I loved and be able to accept that I could be by myself if that was meant to be, all right? I had to start loving myself. All right. I know many on this call who are listening. If you just missed that, let me tell you again. I spent about 5 years starting to love myself. Okay. When you go through abuse, you don't love yourself because you've just been shot down over and over and over. So I had to love myself. So the time came that I had done my Reiki training and my teacher said to me, I want you to start seeing these psychics. I said, I don't need a psychic. I've never been to a psychic before. And she gave me this list of these 8 names. I thought, this is crazy. I don't care to do this. And so what was happening is people wouldn't even let me through their door. And I thought, wow, I don't know what's happening. It's crazy. And so then the one that I went to, he said to me, you need to go to Toastmasters International and get over your fear of speaking, because speaking is going to be a huge part of your future. And Mr. Right is going to be there. And I thought, no. And I will tell you that my fear held me back from going. Okay. And 9 months I dug my heel in, and this friend called me and said, did you go yet? Nope. Why? Oh, I'm too busy. So you know what? When you give me an excuse, I've been there and I've said them myself. I don't do it anymore, but I know exactly what you're thinking, okay? So around that, a situation happened where I had helped a couple where he had colitis. Remember, we're going back to when I had Crohn's disease and supporting patients. And I saw his wife and we were talking, and I saw her 7 times in our small town when I was doing errands, okay? And she said, you've got to need something. And of course, I'm like, no, I don't need anything. And those were the days you had to go to a phone book and you had to find the phone number for Toastmasters. There was no websites or a newspaper. Like, we had newspapers, but it was not as easy to find the number, okay? So what ended up happening was that I knew I needed to find the phone number to get to that Toastmasters club, but I didn't want to make any attempt to try because I just didn't want to face that. I didn't want to face that fear in the worst way. And anyways, by the end of the 7th time I ran into this girl, Diane, she said, you know, it's got to be you. I don't need anything. So I confessed and I told her that I needed to go to this club. And I got home, I was unlocking the door, and she phoned. And she said, I've got the number. And I thought, why did I open my mouth, right? And so I called. And that was the beginning of instant connection with me and my husband that we've now been together for 25 years. So that's going to be another episode where I'll tell you much more about that. But the point I want to make is I had to face my fear. And sometimes we have challenges that we don't want to go there, right? Or we don't want to grow. We're too scared. Well, don't let that hold you back. Okay. You've got this. All right. I promise you, if I can go to a Toastmasters club and stand up at that podium and just talk about myself for like a couple minutes, you've got this. And I got to tell you, okay, going back when I was a child, I never had to give a speech in school after a few years, because every time as I was walking up to the front of the classroom to do my talk, like all the other kids, I would be sick to my stomach, and the janitor would have to come in and clean up the mess. And after this went on every year, after a few years, the principal said, okay, we're going to give her some slack. She doesn't have to speak. And it wasn't until I became the president of the Crohn's Foundation chapter where I thought, people need to understand it's not all about drugs, that there are alternative ways of healing and mindfulness work and that. And I put together an event and I raised $10,000. And I had to go on my first TV show. So see how all of this is intertwined. So I want you to ask yourself, what am I going through? What can I do differently? And maybe, just maybe, there's a chance that I'm supposed to learn lessons here that's going to take me to where ultimately I was born and where my destiny is waiting for me. Okay? So like for me, all these experiences I went through, it made me stronger. It gave me more knowledge. I understood exactly what people experienced physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And what I also learned was that as I worked on myself, more abilities were coming out of me. I was seeing how not everybody sees angels or loved ones on the other side or their pets on the other side. So I just want to say that whatever you are going through, that it might feel like the end of the world, okay? I know exactly that feeling of despair, of pain, worrying about finances. And when you can shift that to know that God's got your back, angels have got your back, your loved ones, your pets on the other side. And then what they're going to do is they might send someone to you. Like they sent Diane to me to give me the phone number where I was going to meet my future husband. So I want you to take your focus and I want you to sit down every day and just know that you've got this, okay? When you get up in the morning, when you go in the washroom, look in the mirror and say, you've got this. I know you've got this. You can do it. You can do whatever challenge comes your way. You've got this, okay? Then what I want you to do is I want you to play this song. I think you can download it, and if you can't, if you go to my website, asksuelondon.com, I actually have a list of songs that were channeled that have different meanings. They do play on the show, different ones, but this one in particular is in this playlist that you can buy, and you can download that all and be having that played over and over. Okay, I have played this song so much for myself. Now, the part before we go to the song is what I want to tell you. October 22nd of 2024, I was diagnosed with stage 3 ovarian cancer. I was in shock, and it was a lot to handle when they said you've got 2 weeks to live. But after a short period of the grief and the shock that I went through, it was like, okay, so why? What do I have to learn here? What do I have to do? And I'm somebody that I don't stay in kind of that depression state when I get like a diagnosis like that. It's more like, what's the solution? What do I have to do? And so I started changing my eating even more clean. At that point, I didn't have sugar, but now there is nothing bought from the store. We buy products from the farm and we make everything. And there's no preservatives, there's nothing. It's all very pure how I eat now. And so anyways, the news that I got on Thursday, just a couple days ago, was that the cancer's healing. I have a couple more treatments that I have to have, and then I will be able to get back at things full time. So that's how this song has been so special for me, because anytime when I would hear doctors negative talk and like, you're just going to die, that's all there is to it. It's like, who made you God? Like, you're not God, you don't know, right? So this song really helped me with the mental part of what people will say. in whatever situation you're in. And so this song helped to keep me having more and more strength. So I'm really proud to tell you that that's my news around that. So you're the first to know. Okay, so on that note, I've shared a couple stories around some situations, but there's so much more. They'll come up in other episodes. But for now, what I want to do is I want to take you now into the song, You've Got This. Please sit back, relax, get yourself comfortable, and listen to the words. They were channeled through me and for you. Okay? So those words, listen to them, take them in, and then when the song is finished, I'm going to come back and I'm going to share some tools for you and techniques that you can do. Okay, we'll be right back. So let's go to the song, You've Got This.
When the world feels heavy and your hopes running low, when the storm clouds gather and you've nowhere to go, take a breath, my friend, lift your eyes to the sky. You were born to shine, let your spirit fly high. Every scar tells a story, every tear's a fight. You're stronger than the dark, you're made for the light. You've got this, believe in your soul. You've got this, you're in control. When your heart says no, let your face say yes. Keep moving forward. You've got this. When the dream feels distant and the climb too steep, when the nights get longer and you can't find sleep, remember the fire that lives inside. You've conquered before, and again you'll rise. The pain you feel now is shaping your wings. Tomorrow's strength is what today brings. You've got this, believe in your soul. You've got this, you're in control. When your heart says no, let your faith say yes. Keep moving forward. You've got this, hold your head high, you're not alone. The angels are cheering, keep marching on. Through every shadow you'll find your flame. Through every shadow you'll find your name. Breathe in courage, breathe out fear. You've come so far, your breakthrough's near. You've got this, your spirit's strong. You've got this, you've been all along. The road is rough, but your heart won't quit. Keep shining bright. You've got this, yeah, you've got this. You've always had this.
Welcome back. What did you think of the song? Could you relate to the words that it was saying for your situation? That song, I play it a lot. I have played it a lot. And when I listen to it now, I find it really chokes me up because I'm just so grateful for the journey that I have experienced. Because when I work with clients and families and, situations that come up, I'm just so grateful because everything that I went through has taken me to this place where I can help you and your loved ones and your pets. So I'm just really grateful that, everything that I've gone through is taking me to this place that I can share this song with you, because I know what the song did for me. So, okay, so now what we want to do, I want to give you some tools that you can do. All right, so one of the things that when you don't get messages or you're not sure yourself, you ever heard of angel cards, oracle cards? Okay, so what you basically do with them is that you shuffle it, okay, you shuffle the deck, and then you just pull a card. And then whatever the card that you draw is that's the message for you for that day. And when I was going through divorce, okay, and becoming a single mom, that I had a lot of stress, right? And the card that I kept drawing every day was go out and exercise. And I was getting quite annoyed after 2 weeks of getting the same card. But how stupid was I for not acknowledging that was the message that I had to do? And the strong stubbornness of me ignored it, right? So that's what I want you to not do, okay? So when you get a message through the cards, there is something to it, but you can get messages through there. All right, so as soon as I started doing the exercise where this gym happened to open up literally around the block, I could walk there, I joined and I went every day for 7 days a week. And it's just so incredibly been beneficial for me in my life, okay? I used to go for my health. Now, I still go for my health, but I go to clear the energy of when I work with someone so it doesn't stay in my body, okay, because I don't want to get sick again. So cards are great. Stillness is important, okay? So burning a candle, you can just sit and look at the flame, all right? That helps you to calm your nervous system, all right? To calm you down and to help you become present. Your pet, oh my gosh, I can't talk enough about that one. Your pet can lower your blood pressure, can calm you, bring you in the present moment, can be your excuse that when you need to get out walking. We got a dog right now that he goes and he actually taps his nose on the cabinet handle when he wants to go for a walk, and it's like, what are you waiting for? And when we had rescued him, he'd never been for a walk. He was a dog that was given to a couple. One had Alzheimer's and one had dementia, and they forgot they had a dog. So we came along when he was 22 months old. He'd never been walked, never been in a car, nothing. And he lived outside, and his diet consisted of bird poop. And then we came along, and he's got this nice indoor home and everything, right? So this is pretty cool. The buddy loves to go for walks every hour kind of thing. So, your pet will be your best teacher. Okay, so watch them. Do they go lay in the sun? Because if they do, be remembering that sun is very healing for you. Okay? The rays of the sun, they can clear the negativity out of you. Your pets go there to clear the stuff in them. Watch your pet. They stretch every morning, right? Are you doing stretching? You can go for a walk in nature. Okay, that's very healing for you. Very grounding. What thoughts come to your mind? If you have thoughts, take the action right away, because that could be your loved ones telling you, hey, you've asked for this. Well, we've made it happen. So you take that action right now, and you're going to get that answer that you want through that person or that situation, or maybe that job that you're waiting for is somebody just quit and they want to hire someone right away. Okay? So be mindful doing these things. And the big thing that a lot of people don't do is that they don't appreciate themselves. And it's a really good, powerful tool to write down what you're grateful for. Do it at morning and do it at night. 3 things. If you can't think of anything right away, you woke up this morning, right? You need to know you're an amazing person. You are an amazing soul. You have so much potential. You have so much love in you, more than you realize. You're a strong person, okay? You keep playing this song, but what I want you to also add is go into your bathroom in the morning and tell yourself how much you love yourself. And I can tell you from somebody who's been abused, I couldn't do that for 3 weeks of going into a bathroom as much as a girl goes into a bathroom, okay? And once I was able to do that, I could go in and say, oh gosh, Sue, I love you. Look at your hair today. It looks fantastic. Wow, you're such a great person. And I could have quite a conversation. And when my 2 daughters were younger, they'd watch me thinking I needed to be committed. I was totally crazy. But then I noticed they started doing it. And so when we do these things, others see that and we're their examples. Okay? So that's something else I want to encourage you to do. For many of you, it might be hard to do. And hey, I was one of them. I get it. But push through it. Okay? So tell yourself every day that you love yourself. Simply taking your arms, wrapping them around your body, give yourself a hug every day and say, you know what? I'm pretty proud of you. You're a great person. I love you. That's something else that you can do. Just so powerful that you're not giving your power away to other people, but bringing it to yourself. All right? So I hope that something that I have said here today or the song will help you along your journey. You're an amazing soul and you have got so much going for you. If you need any help with understanding this or you want my guidance, I am happy to help you. You can just go to my website, asksuelondon.com, and there you can see where you can sign up for consultations anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. And I have got Insight Timer that there are channeled meditations on there for people and pets. I'm soon going to be teaching on there live and doing clearings on pets energy and so much more. Go to asksuelondon.com and then you'll see all of this on there. I want to thank you for joining me today. And I want to thank you for being you. And I want to thank you for shining your light and having the interest to want to improve things for you and your pet. Because remember, whatever you're going through, your pet is experiencing it. And this is a good motivation for you to start making changes, right? Okay, so we've had a wonderful show. I am so grateful that you were here. And I'm so blessed to have you part of my community. I'm Sue London, and I want to wish you much love and many blessings. And I'll see you again next week.